The story opens in the quiet darkness of a city night. A group of 6 strangers is brought together for a secret job, a kidnapping that promises a huge payout. None of them know each other's real names, and each is assigned a code name. They're professionals, or at least desperate enough to pretend. Their leader, Frank, is a hardened ex-soldier who has seen too many wars and trusts no one. Joey, a nurse with a soft heart and haunted eyes, is there for the money to escape her past. Rickles, a loud ex-cop with a violent temper, thinks he can control everyone. Peter, the tech expert, hides behind his laptop, nervous but loyal. Sammy, the getaway driver, is reckless and impatient. And Dean, a quiet, observant man, seems to know more than he should about the mission. Their target is a young girl named Abigail, the 12-year-old daughter of a mysterious and powerful man. Their instructions are simple. Kidnap the girl, hold her for 24 hours inside an old mansion deep in the woods, and wait for the ransom to be paid. Once the money arrives, they're free to go. They meet in an empty parking lot before dawn. The van is black, the mood tense. Frank gives the orders, and they set out. When they find Abigail leaving her ballet rehearsal, she's dressed in a white tutu, her hair tied in neat curls. She doesn't scream or cry when they grab her, she just watches them with calm, curious eyes. They cover her head with a bag, inject her with a sedative, and drive her to the mansion. The house is enormous but eerie, filled with cobwebs, antique paintings, and furniture covered in dust sheets. Joey notices that despite its age, the place feels alive, as if it's waiting. The kidnappers set up security cameras, block all exits, and lock Abigail in an upstairs bedroom. They take her phone and leave her tied to a chair. But even then, she doesn't seem scared. She simply asks Joey, "Are you going to stay with me?" In a calm, almost polite tone. As night falls, the group begins to relax, joking about how easy the job is. They eat, drink, and wait for a call from the client. But the phone never rings. Instead, they start hearing small, strange noises, the sound of soft footsteps above, a piano key pressed in the distance, whispering through the halls. Joey checks on Abigail and finds her standing in the middle of the room, untied. The ropes are lying neatly beside her. "How did you?" Joey starts to ask, but Abigail just smiles sweetly and says, "I used to dance here when I was alive." Joey freezes. "Alive," she whispers, but Abigail turns away, humming a lullaby as she begins to dance ballet in the dim light. Downstairs, the others argue. They think Joey's losing her mind, but then the power goes out. The house plunges into darkness. Flashlights flicker. Peter rushes to the basement to check the generator, but minutes later, they hear his screams echo through the walls. When they find him, his body is pale and twisted, his throat torn open as if by an animal. Panic explodes. They barricade themselves in the living room, but Abigail's voice drifts through the air vents, soft and sing-song, "You shouldn't have come here." Her tone is playful, but her words send shivers down their spines. The mansion suddenly feels like a trap, the air cold and heavy. They try to escape, but every door and window is sealed shut from the outside. The mansion is locked by unseen forces. On the security monitors, Abigail appears in several rooms at once, laughing in one, standing still in another, her eyes glowing faintly red. Frank realizes they've been lured into something far worse than a kidnapping. Abigail begins hunting them one by one. She moves faster than their eyes can follow, appearing in shadows, crawling across ceilings, and whispering secrets that drive them mad. Rickles, trying to fight her, unloads an entire magazine from his gun, but the bullets don't stop her. She giggles, her small body lifting into the air, her mouth stretching to reveal rows of sharp fangs. She lands on him, biting his neck, feeding as he screams. Blood splashes across the walls. Joey, horrified, hides in the kitchen with Dean. He confesses something that changes everything. He knew about Abigail's father. He tells her the man is not just rich but centuries old, a vampire lord who rules an underground empire of the supernatural. This kidnapping wasn't a crime, it was a trap. The people chosen for the mission were all morally corrupt, killers, thieves, and traitors. The job was never to ransom Abigail, it was to feed her. Joey refuses to accept it, but the truth unfolds before her eyes. Abigail toys with them like a cat with mice. She taunts them with illusions, showing each of them visions of their worst sins. Sammy sees his dead brother blaming him for his death. Frank sees soldiers he failed to protect. Joey sees her past patients dying in hospital beds, whispering her name. The hallucinations drive them to madness. Sammy tries to run for the car, but as he reaches the front door, the fog outside thickens, forming a wall. He can't escape. Abigail appears in front of him, floating inches above the ground, her white tutu soaked in blood. "You shouldn't have left the party," she says softly before sinking her teeth into his throat. By the final hour of the night, only Frank and Joey remain. They find Abigail sitting calmly at a grand piano, her face clean, her hair neatly tied again, as if nothing has happened. "You can't kill what's already dead," she says. Frank loads his gun anyway. He and Joey hatch a desperate plan: use sunlight to destroy her. They drag her into the ballroom, shattering the heavy curtains as dawn begins to break. For a moment, light floods the room, and Abigail screams, her skin smoking. Frank grabs her, shouting at Joey to run. But then clouds cover the sun, and Abigail opens her eyes, furious. She lifts Frank off the ground effortlessly and snaps his neck. His body falls beside her, lifeless. Joey, injured but determined, grabs a broken chandelier rod and drives it through Abigail's chest. The child gasps, her smile fading as her body collapses. Joey stumbles away, limping through the burning mansion, smoke filling the air. Outside, the sun finally rises. She believes it's over, but as she reaches the empty road, a sleek black car pulls up beside her. The door opens, and a tall, elegant man in a dark suit steps out, Abigail's father. His eyes are cold and ancient. Abigail appears beside him, completely unharmed, her dress spotless again. The man thanks Joey for entertaining his daughter. He tells her the game was a test, to see who among the wicked deserved a second chance. Joey stands frozen, realizing everything she went through was meaningless. Abigail steps closer, her tone almost gentle. "You were my favorite," she says with a sweet smile that sends chills down Joey's spine. Then she turns and disappears into the fog with her father. The mansion burns in the distance, and Joey collapses on the road, traumatized and broken. The final shot shows the fog swirling back toward the house, the sound of Abigail's innocent laughter echoing through the air, a haunting promise that her deadly game is far from over.